Oh my gosh, Linda. Well, like speechless, like verklempt, right? I'm so and then there's also this term prevailing, like I'm so proud of you.
Oh.
Okay, first of all, that was amazing. The pieces that you edit in with like all the work that I've done and we've done together and we've done with Anthony and Tom, it was like, oh my God, this like montage of like, it was so mind blowing to kind of get all together. And same thing with the end with the pictures from our friends at the Main Access Immigrant Network. That was really cool when Anthony came to Maine to visit and he's like,
finally getting back to me, my art. All I want to do is art. And the other thing is that I love stories. So like to me, art isn't everything. Your art is your voice, your speaking, your connection. You can feel everyone's energy. That's your art. It's the art of living to me. So Artandhustle to me is the art of living and art of it and everything.
I hope that you cut that piece right there and make it your intro and your outro, because that was dope.
All right, welcome Sharon to the Artandhustle Gather Conversation recap testimonial little podcast that we're gonna do today. We're doing this today because honestly, everybody, here's what's happening. After I posted Sharon's podcast, she called me this morning as I was watching the podcast, because after I edit all the podcasts, I spent hours and days doing it, and then I posted on YouTube. And it's not real, and I don't fully absorb it until I watch it on my big TV, and I sit there on a couch like a regular spectator and watch it and then absorb it. And then you forget like everything you said like months ago that we did, and then you're like, oh wow, that was great, or that's a good point. And then you start absorbing it. And you called me just as I was watching it. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect, because I had texted you and I'm like, I wonder if Sharon liked it. I would love to know what she thought. So now I have you here an hour later. So I'm so excited to get your feedback and testimonial.
oh my gosh, Linda. Well, like speechless, like verklempt, right? I'm so and then there's also this term prevailing, like I'm so proud of you.
Oh.
Okay, first of all, that was amazing. The pieces that you edit in with like all the work that I've done and we've done together and we've done with Anthony and Tom, it was like, oh my God, this like montage of like, it was so mind blowing to kind of get all together. And same thing with the end with the pictures from our friends at the Main Access Immigrant Network. That was really cool when Anthony came to Maine to visit.
I love the part where he was like probably telling them a story, and then they all started laughing. I was like, that's Anthony.
That's totally Anthony. Okay, so watching it, just like you said, I was like, this was a really cool conversation about being an artist at this time with the sort of technology, being a mom, both of us being moms, how to integrate that, and then kind of how to get our groove back with this, as like younger people, we were very
artistic and like driven. Like, me and you were so driven to get our careers there. But then like after COVID, you're kind of like, you know what? I kind of want to focus on me.
Totally.
I've given so much to career, corporate world, family, friends. Now, you know what? I'm kind of like me, honestly, I'm kind of tired. Like I want to enjoy more things, be more present, and have more fun, really.
Absolutely. And I think also like just constantly being resourceful. And then the community piece, like just in our conversation in the interview, like just being reminded, having the echo of the words of an artist community and how vital that is to like our own growth and just being together as people. And so, it was great. And it was an hour and it was like just enough time to kind of get, juicy. But I have to say, I haven't posted it yet because I just stopped.
Yeah,
I will this afternoon.
Because I've dragged you into the Zoom. That's why I'm like, Sharon, let's do it now. We got the energy. We're like excited. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Because really, if we didn't jump on now, honestly, I would start getting tired because honestly, we both have long-term COVID. And like, if I don't do it where I'm excited,
totally.
I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm tired. Let's.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's that other piece is that we're living with long COVID and our lives look a little bit different from many people, but kind of the same as other artists who may have chronic illnesses like Lyme or ME/CFS. Like there are people who have gone before us, so to speak. So I'm trying to investigate like those people who are being creative in the midst of new limitations. So but this it was so incredible. I feel honored to be part of Artandhustle. Like I think
you're part of the Artandhustle family.
Well, and remember we were in Brooklyn. I think it was your second Artandhustle show, and it was like that place was packed.
It was, and every show that I honestly from day one where I curated my show was packed. So to me, like I was super honored that I was able to pull it off because like to me, like I've never curated an art show or planned like anything like that to that extent, but I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. Like it was like back to back people were packing in there.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. The body painting, the different types of art, the mixed media, the paintings. It was pretty fabulous. So oh my gosh, Linda. I mean, and then on our call.
I know all the things that we talked about on the call.
Exactly.
Right? We gotta fill everybody in.
We're going to be doing a collaboration.
Yes, that's the big news, a collaboration between Artandhustle, Linda Chung, and Sharon Illuminated Me. So we're so excited. We have all kinds of ideas brewing in our heads. So stay tuned, everybody.
Absolutely. I'm so thrilled. I'm kind of beyond.
Well, I'm honored because also you have a journalism background. So you were doing filmmaking documentaries. So I'm actually honored that you saw it and you had given such a great feedback that you liked it. You know what I mean? Because it's amazing to get that, feedback of like what you just created. Because it's like your baby that you just created and then you put it out there to the social media world to get, criticized.
Yeah. And like, right. That's another piece that we didn't necessarily, we touched on a little, and I think this is sort of endemic with any sort of performative thing being put out there is that like we get like all this praise. It's that one comment that like drills in and it's sort of like, no, I'm going to take all the love. I don't. So it's, I don't know. I'll just,
How do you navigate that to try not to listen to that one person who's given like bad feedback or something? You just try to stay in the moment.
I go to like anger. And then like I turn it in on myself. And then I don't know, time goes by. And then I try and look back at all the people, like whether it's a written email or a comment. Just so, look at this. Look at this love. Because that's really where it's coming from. Like you this morning, I didn't want to text. I didn't want to email. I wanted you to hear the vibrations in my voice.
The energy. Yes, the energy of the excitement of it. And every time I have, I told you before that I've been doing almost a weekly podcast with my mentor, Mr. Schiavo, Captain Schiavo. And he always he does other things too. He's like a trustee of his library. He does this other stuff. So he's always doing things, and he does a Zoom with his library group. And he says that every time they do a Zoom, they do a follow-up afterwards to talk about what, good, bad people, this, that. So that's what he's been doing with me. And I keep telling him, I'm like, we have to do the recap on Zoom, because literally our conversations afterwards are a whole nother Zoom, because then I can get his excitement. And technically we start talking about philosophy and life and social concepts. And so it's already another entire Zoom, because he's such an intellectual, smart guy that I just love being a sponge to his knowledge and his wit and wisdom.
And what you said before is that he was your mentor, and now like, you get to give back.
Yeah, it was like a full circle moment with him, because he inspired me so much in high school, and he was my mentor. He was my honors English teacher. And the funny story with the honors class that I had taken is that I'm not an honors student. So how did Linda get into that class, right? Well, my sister was 3 years older than me, and she was an honors student, and she'd had him. So as soon as he found out that I was, her sister, he's like, she has to be in my class. And also me and my sister, we both grew up in a very hard, like, home life, very like abusive. So he knew that. So he wanted to kind of take me under his wing to make sure, like, if Linda ever needs advice or help or anything, I'm here for her. So that's what's made it such like a beautiful moment, where he's always been there for me. And the best advice that he ever gave me is that when I was about to go to college, I told him, my parents had told me, we don't have enough money to send you to college. So can you wait a year and work at the restaurant so we can have money to send you? And I was battling that back and forth. So I asked him for advice, and I said, what do you think? And he's like, no, Linda, you have to go. Like, you got to go to college, because you're going to lose momentum. Right. And then what if you do that year and then you decide, I'm not going to go to college. I'm fine where I am. So he's like, no, they've lived their life. So his exact quotes were, they lived their life. You have to go live yours. And that was it. That gave me the voice I needed to go to college.
Yeah. That's incredible. Which is major, that's a huge what has happened for you. To be the successful person in corporate, and then be able to transition out of that.
Transition out of that. And so the full circle moment is that as I started doing these podcasts, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to like find Mr. Scavo again and talk to him and kind of say thank you. So like I reminded him what he said to me, and he completely forgot probably, so I was like, oh, I just want to tell you, like, I want to thank you, because you changed the trajectory of my life from this advice you gave me. And he's like, oh my God, you just made this entire podcast worth it. And letting me know those stories is giving him that link back, because he's no longer a teacher. He's the trustee of the library, so he gets to talk to those people, but it's different than teaching and student relationships. So having that little bit of podcast with me and then putting it out there on Facebook and social media, he's been able to get feedback from those students. So now it's giving him a full circle moment. So every time I talk to him, he's always thanking me. He's like, Linda, thank you so much for doing this with me, because it's been so fun. And then being able to get that feedback. So it makes me feel so good that he gave to me, and now I can give something back to him.
It's huge. And I feel like you've given a lot to me by being part of that process. Absolutely. Well,
that's amazing. I mean, like the fact that we can do this. And one thing you said before was that you would share a story and then I would share a story. So then that reciprocal storytelling really does help and heal, right? Because then it's relatable.
Yes, I think healing is that really important part, because both of us are trying to heal from this thing that no one knows how to cure. And I don't know. I'm excited for things to come.
I know. I'm super excited. I'm so excited. We're going to start those projects probably after tax season, because I have to do my taxes first. Honestly, I was like, oh my God, I got to do my taxes.
So I'll come full circle on that one. So I think I had said, like, having, when you start your business, like, what would you have, an accountant, a bookkeeper? Yeah. Okay. Because tax season is what makes it completely worth it. So our taxes are filed. Like, because my bookkeeper was on me, my accountant was on me. They're like, we're first in, first out, like,
No,
so,
I have this like giant anxiety, like,
yes,
because it's also hard because like I'm not working full time now. And before I've always been in that mentality of trying to save as much money as possible. So
right.
I never got into like get a lawyer for it. Oh, I'll do it myself. Never, bookkeeping.
Yep.
No, I'll do it myself to save money.
Yep.
So it's always been about saving money.
Yes.
So I'm hoping eventually when this podcast like blows up and I get my 1,000 subscribers, everybody who's watching this to click subscribe.
Click subscribe.
Yeah, like over there, over here. No, I don't know where the button is. Button's probably like around here, probably. Yeah. So everybody who's listening to this, what would really help us artists and anybody who's doing something in the social media world is if you help us with the algorithm, which is subscribe, like, comment, and share, which would be amazing, everybody. And we thank you from the bottom of our heart if you can do that. And Sharon, this has been amazing. Anything you want to tell us you're working on, or any other comments, quotes, whatever you want to?
Well, like I said, I'm, starting to make bigger things.
Oh, yes.
Very, very tiny. And now I don't know if it's an age thing. I mean, it's kind of big. There's like,
I mean, they say bigger is better, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's true.
It really is. I mean, let's get closer to everybody. It really is. That's some girl to girl talk right there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm experimenting with these large resin pearls from Japan and different things. So we'll see what happens.
So are you making the resin pearls yourself, or you're buying them?
No, I am buying them. I'm sourcing them in New York. There's like, again, like, where does my energy go?
Which is so hard, right? Like, you have to conserve the energy because I'm tired. So like, what can we do to make it faster? Yeah,
exactly. And so Pema Chodron, who's a Buddhist monk, I didn't know this. She wrote like 5 books while she had chronic fatigue syndrome.
Really?
Yeah.
5 books. Wow.
So it's like, it's possible, right?
It is.
Granted, she probably had staff, but
I have Linda, me. It's funny.
Yeah.
Did you see at the end of the credits what I did as a joke?
There were a ton of credits in there. Oh, you mean, well, no, tell me.
So as a joke on the credits, I started adding my name to everything. So like makeup, hair, assistant, camera director. So if you see it, it goes too fast. I don't know how to slow it down because I'm still learning. But like my name is on every single. I was like, I'm just gonna make it really long because like I am everything.
That's right. So I just shared a college film with a friend of mine.
Oh yes.
3 women artists who also teach in the Boston public school systems. And at the end, because I'm in college, produced, direct, written by Sharon Herrick, Sharon Herrick. It just
that's what I did now, because this is my first like film kind of thing.
Exactly.
So I did it originally. I only did like a minimal amount, but now that I'm like getting tired, I'm like, I'm gonna put my name to every single thing, because literally I'm the assistant, the scheduler, the camera, the light person, food and beverage,
that's right,
makeup, wardrobe. Like I was listening all
stylist.
Stylist. But so these
I love those.
So these are from my high school friend Lorraine West jewelry.
They're
so
beautiful.
I did 2. She did a half moon hoop, and then she did these. So I just doubled it up.
Oh, I love it. Those
and
are
then
very cool.
These are yours.
Mine and Anthony's. It's called Ascend.
Oh, what's it called?
Ascend.
Ooh, let's ascend our business up.
That's right. No, what I wanted to say is that I think people don't realize how long it takes to put these things together. And it's just a huge testament to your commitment, because it is so much time.
Yeah.
And the algorithms with YouTube, which will help you kind of monetize from this.
Yeah.
It just takes like a few minutes to subscribe, and then that will help you and Art and Hustle kind of get over the 1,000 subscriber limit, which will then generate income. And, you know, I'll do my best to get this out to as many people as possible. Anyone watching, it'll take maybe 5 minutes to just go to the link, subscribe, make a comment, like whatever. You guys are fabulous.
Yeah, it's just like a vote. So let's tell everybody, like, it's a vote, click subscribe. Because when you tell people subscribe, they're like, oh, I don't really watch. So most people will tell me, we don't really watch YouTube. I'm like, it's okay. I just need you to click that vote, subscribe button.
Yeah, exactly. Subscribing is like voting.
Like voting.
Just for your friends.
Yeah. So, do you want to tell everybody about your friend who is designing that bus stop?
Oh, sure. So Ebenezer Akakpo, Akakpo Designs. Ebenezer is a good friend of mine who was awarded some funds to create a bus shelter in the city of Portland. And the grant was from the federal government, and it was for people around the country to create bus shelters for folks. And he is now in the semifinalists for best bus shelter in the United States. And so we put a link in the video of where you can vote for Ebenezer Akakpo's design from Portland, Maine for his bus shelter. And, you know, then when he's best bus shelter in the United States, maybe he can be creating bus shelters all over the country and overseas, because they are absolutely beautiful. They design Adinkra symbols from Ghana, where he's from. And there are these bright colors, and they're just like, you know what? I'm drinking out of one of his glasses. This is an Adinkra symbol. You can see here. And the word is hope. It's hard to see.
Really?
Hope. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And he's got, I think this one is in the part of the bus shelter.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I love that. So definitely send me that link, and we'll put the photo up when I edit this later on today.
Cool. Or tomorrow, whatever.
Or tomorrow. I'm trying to get quicker with my edits. I have like a template now that I figured out. Okay, I like this. So I'm trying to do like a little template. That way I can insert what I need and then keep, you know. So I'm trying to get faster, but you know, it's a learning process. But I appreciate you coming on here really quick to do a little testimonial and see your lovely face and the new big jewelry that you're working on, and our collaboration that we're excited to start together. So everybody, click subscribe. We really appreciate it. Add a comment. And you know what? I'm going to start. Finally getting back to me, you know, my art. All I want to do is, and the other thing is that I love stories. So like, to me, art is in everything. Your art is your voice, your speaking, your connection. You know, you can feel everyone's energy. That's your art. It's the art of living to me. So Art and Hustle to me is the art of living, and art of it and everything.
I hope that you cut that piece right there and make it your intro and your outro, because that was dope.